We are live now, sir.
Welcome to another session of Story to Tell. The topic for today's session is Metaverse. What we really need to know a minimum about Metaverse. Metaverse is really a new topic, and with the name of WhatsApp given a Meta, we all started realizing that something is important, and that's the reason why this company has been taken over by Meta. The speaker for today's topic is Dr. Jawahar Jethwa. Jawahar Jethwa is a practicing orthopedic surgeon in Ahmedabad for last more than 4 decades. You will be wondering that why an orthopedic surgeon should speak on a topic which is related to technology. But let me assure you and let me tell you that Dr. Jawahar Bhai is no doubt a very eminent orthopedic surgeon, but he's a very good expert of technology and computers. It's really fortunate that he became an orthopedic surgeon. Otherwise, he would be an expert of technology and particularly the computer technology. Whenever in medical field, we have a problem about computer or information technology, almost everyone approaches Jawahar Bhai for the help. So with that short information, we will proceed for his lecture. The lecture will be for 40 to 45 minutes. And after that, we will have a short interaction for next 10 to 15 minutes. Over to you, Jawahar Bhai. You will need to unmute yourself.
Okay. So thank you very much, Dhiren Bhai, for this overwhelming introduction and talking so much about me and giving this opportunity. I think you can see my screen.
Perfect, we can see it.
Okay. So now, friends, good evening, all of you. I'm going to talk about Metaverse. That is the least you need to know about. Something which is coming up, and I'm very much thankful to the team Stories to Tell who has given me this opportunity. So let me start with one small video which has been published by BBC. That what is Metaverse? It is something which we do everything in our real life is also can be done in Metaverse.
Metaverse is the next version of the net that we're inside, experiencing as a 3D avatar like this one. That's the broad idea. It doesn't truly exist yet. But games like Fortnite and Roblox offer us a glimpse of what the Metaverse could be. Virtual realms which play host to pop concerts, fashion shows, and sports. As well as allowing us to play games and matching up different activities across genres and industries. But why would we want to experience our online lives in this way? What advantages does it offer over the internet as we know it today? So I think that leaves us with plenty to think about and discuss. Back to you now in the real world.
So this is something which is very exciting. This is something which we are going to go into another universe, and that is Metaverse. So in this given time, what I'm going to talk about is about the definition of Metaverse, the evolution, how it is built, what are the necessity requirement to enter into that, what are the layers, 7 layers of Metaverse, who are the providers, users, is there any norms or standard, what is the current status, what about Metaverse in healthcare, which is of my very good interest, and what are the utilities of this Metaverse, are there any risks and fears, and what is the spirituality angle of this? And at the end of this talk, should you immerse into it or not? So let me start with the first thing, that Metaverse is a buzzword. It means beyond, and the verse means universe. It's beyond the universe. But it should not be confused with the multiverse. That means multiple universes are in this universe. That is something different. So Metaverse is basically defined as a digital interaction with other users in a computer-generated environment, or it's a built-up platform where all users in real life and digital life, they converge. Metaverse is a travel-less experience of meeting a group of people. But there are elements like VR, AR, MR, XR, NFT, crypto, blockchain, AI. All these things, not to get confused, I'm going to explain all of this, but these are the elements of Metaverse. So now, talking about the evolution, we all know that we had internet. And at that time, people were thinking about what is it? Then people started identifying themselves by creating an email. So that is the first part of this word. Then you started giving profile and then online digitally. And then there was a social media where you have their own identity. But now in Metaverse, you are going to have avatar. So the same word which we are using in Sanskrit and Hindi, the same word is adapted, which is called avatar, which is your identity. It's the next phase in internet. So very important aspect is that unlike the Zoom, here the space does not disappear. Necessarily it remains or it is left for the other users to use. We had known that there was a web 1 version, that whatever we are using it now is a web 2 version where we are participating with the social web, but it is centralized. Now, Web 3 will be something which is going to use in the metaverse, which is decentralized. There are no intermediaries. Users can monetize their data, and all VR, AR are used. So there is going to be permissionless blockchains, artificial intelligence, and interoperability. That is what with Web 3, which is required in metaverse. Now, these are the elements, like there is going to be virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, extended reality, which is the concept, mixing up of all these things, where there is going to be an immersive experience using the headset and the background softwares are artificial intelligence and the blockchain money. Now let us take what is virtual reality. It is actually entirely digital spaces accessed through hardwares and headset, motion tracking controllers. So there is nothing actually, everything is created in that environment. It is a fully immersive experience where objects look like real, although they are artificial. When you talk about augmented reality, it is a digital objects overlaid on the top of the real world. So something is there which is picked up by the system and it gives back some of the overlaid which looks like added onto your screen, and it may require, may not require headset, but this is the gateway to metaverse. This is where it has started. And there is another one is a mixed reality where there is a merging of the real world environment and the computer generated one. So they interact in real time. That is a mixed reality, which is very much useful, but it is largely a synonymous of augmented reality. So what is the difference between internet and metaverse? Internet is browsing, metaverse is experiencing. So let us see what is the requirement. We need to have a virtual reality. We need to have all the gadgets for the augmented reality. We need to have softwares like artificial intelligence. We need to have all the hardwares, computers and mobile and internet and all those things. Plus we need money to interact or to live in that world. The money are basically two types. One is a crypto type, which is having each world is having their own currency, and second is NFT, that is called non-fungible token. That is also a part of exchange of money. What else is required? There are smart glasses. Every year, every 6 months, newer companies are coming with smart glasses, wherein there are inside some circuit which goes on reflecting what you are seeing and is adding to the information. Then what is required is updating all these gadgets, all these smart glasses. Like this, remember only Windows holographic version has come up. And that's why you have to keep very much in touch with all upgradation of all these tools, specifically headsets. So headsets are from $400 to $1,500. And the total business is amazing, 28.42 billions in 2022. It's a huge thing which is going on. Now, which is the latest one? Latest one is a Meta Quest Pro, that is from Facebook, where inside of this headset, there is a camera which also picks up all your visual expressions. So when you create an avatar, so whichever the way you are talking and you are creating facial expression, they are absolutely replica reflected into the avatar. And the other people who are into that gets a perfect expression of your faces. Avatar is a computer-generated representation by the users, and it is primarily, earlier it was used in a chat and games, but it may be a cartoon-like. But now, with the newer development technology, it can be a real one, where there is an app with this mobile, you just scan it out, and then all these things are stored in that, and when you're really talking into metaverse, you are able to show everybody the real face, which goes like that. Actually, it is not your photography. Now, this is a very important slide to understand what is metaverse. It is in 7 layers. The first layer being the infrastructure. You need to have 5G, 6G cloud, maybe 4G to some extent. Then you need to have a human interface by having headsets, variables, and avatar and all those things. Then you have to have something which is decentralized, like AI is used, blockchain is used, NFT used, which is not belonging to one particular company. And then you are going to have a spatial computing, which includes virtual and augmented reality and XR and mapping and all those things. And then you have to control this world by economy. So there will be workflow, there will be commerce, then there will be more and more advertisement, ratings, stores, and agents. And ultimately, what you are going to get is you are going to experience all the activities of real life into these metaverse. This is how it has been built up. Now, who are the providers and the users? The providers and users are basically these giant companies only. The only problem, only peril is that it can magnify fake, bias bullying, misinformation, and harassment. That is why it is a big concern for all the users that they are under the control of a big giant companies like Qualcomm, Nvidia, Valve, Epic, STC, Apple, JP Morgan, HBC, Gucci, Coca-Cola, and of course, Microsoft and Facebook. But there are so many other, countless people have come out with their own word. And Facebook Meta has invested up to $10 billion. So the total industry at present is around $8.3 trillion. A huge things is going on. And plus, there are some companies that are in pipeline like Apple Glasses, then VR Scout, Screen Rant, and then Microsoft is going to have its own world, which is called Mesh, which is also going to be there. So in all, the projection in 2030 is it is going to be 8 to 13 trillion dollars worth industry. So should there be norms and standards? Yet not. But what is wishful is that there should be a standards, government should intervene, big companies should compete to lay down these foundation of these standards, they need to collaborate, and an avatar which is created in Meta, that is in Facebook, should be the same avatar created in Microsoft platform. That is what is a wishful thing, not at present. And the other problem is the fidelity. So the real world exactness that is digitally produced in this nirvana state, the accessibility is sold at the cost of fidelity. So that is a big concern for the users. So what is the current status? At present, if you see, the games are going on, which we know with a single player or multiple player, and the companies like Roblox, Minecraft, Second Life, Fortnite, all these people are making a big amount of money and they're giving all interesting, educational, fun, risky, all types of games. This is going on. Then we have a stage, which is by this stage was, they have created a metaverse sort of a area where you can book your stage and you can perform or you can take a tickets. All these things are available. And very interestingly, that in South India, there is a very phenomenal episode has happened that a couple had a wedding reception on metaverse. This is something which is not even thought of by Facebook. And we all know very well about Dilar Mehndi. Dilar Mehndi has bought a land in metaverse. He called it as a Bulle Bulle land, where he gives his concert. Already he has made this concert, he has made money. People have bought the tickets, they have gone there, they can enjoy everything, just sitting in their own drawing room and filling up the just pure metaverse world where they can enjoy everything like real life. Then there is a commerce which is there where this metaverse has been used for to train the employees, to give the customer service, for virtual retailing, for the digital asset trading also. So what exactly is it? Is a source of real money as well. You can get those money there and then can use in your real life. That is what is the clubbing of these two universe. So what is a currency? The exchange is NFT, which is a blockchain held unique asset trading by which you can earn money doing renting out royalties and trading and gaming and staking and adopting and investing in startups. All these things you can do, and then you can bring that money or you can lose your real money back to the real life. These are some of the very high expensive NFT which has been ever sold, which starts from a small amount up to $91.8 million of particular one NFT. So huge things are going on, all crazy things are going on. Like this, the sandbox metaverse and the decentralized land metaverse, they have created lands, there people are buying, they are selling, and they are getting 15,000% of gain. And this industry of the land, which is absolutely virtual, absolutely crazy, but it goes up to $1 billion in this year. So that is the in the business part, the society. But as I'm a doctor, I'm interested in the healthcare. So what is going on in healthcare? Many companies are coming with all these gadgets which are used in the metaverse in healthcare, where we are going to use them one by one for the teaching as well as for the experiential aspect for inspiring, where the instructor can interact in a spatial environment and can teach the students very well about medicine. Much in the same way, when a doctor is examining the patient, instead of looking at the wall or on the monitor, they can visualize directly on the patient's body part, which gives a better ergonomics. So that way it has helped. Then in a realistic world, a medical students can be trained very well with this VR simulation, and a surgeon, a professor can give scores to the surgery, which is actually virtual in metaverse, but he can improve day by day. This is what a surgeon can do. They can do a pre-operative discussion, they can do planning, they can go into metaverse, they can pick up everything. Even there are inside some gadgets which are operated inside the metaverse, and they can find out what more can be done like this. So all these things are very interesting, and it is happening. So one more thing which has come up in metaverse is called twin. Twin in healthcare is a very, very complex model. It is with the AI, large amount of digital and physical data, which accurately mimics as a real world object. So what happens? You just feed up the patient's organs data, patient's data, lab, vital, everything, genetics and everything. So what is the advantage? You can discover the pathology before the disorders and improve treatment and preparation for the surgeries. This is something which is very important, that somebody can find out if giving this antibiotic is going to work or not. It can check in metaverse, then in real life. So patient's actual body can be spared. There is a patient-specific digital twin visualization, which is possible preoperative, by which you can also plan and you can do deep organ biopsy and ablation procedures, which is again patient-specific. In this is something which is a real-life scenario where a neurosurgeon, Dr. Lewis, could discuss with his colleagues, which are far distance in the metaverse, that what can be done for these patients, where the patient's organ is also an avatar which is there, and all the different avatars or his colleagues are there, and they are discussing what can be the best procedure for this patient. So this has happened. Now patients can get a direct care where there is no need for medicine to be prescribed or surgery, like anxiety and ADHD and dementia. So they are going to use the Microsoft Kinect and RPM devices, where you can going to have an actual walk-in clinical experience in a virtual world. Then there is a problem with the doctors and the paramedics. 70% of nurses in ICU, they feel burnt out. For them, this company, Helium, has come out with a neurofeedback headset where it registers the brain waves, vitals, and chatbot, and it guides you to how to be stress-free. So one of the corners in ICU, just sit there, doctors or nurses sit there and they get refreshed for the next patient. Then when your patient is taking chemotherapy or renal dialysis, they can remain in touch with their family, with their spouse and with their children. They can just chit chat. Meanwhile, the procedure is going on. While the patient is at home, he can just connect with the metaverse and he can do all the physiotherapy which he is supposed to do in a physiotherapy center. So all with these sensors, rehab is gamified as well. Now, this is very much important. What we do as a surgeon when we operate on the patient, we try to get our clinical experience, evidence-based science. We have some knowledge, some insight, some feedback, some decisions, some acts, some skills, and ultimately it goes to a highly intensified performance. So what we are doing as a human? Same thing is now being done by computers. Computer is able to get information, analyze, decide, take action, take performance. Let me give you an example. If you want to operate on a leg with an ankle, you get all this information of the clinical photos and x-rays and CT, MRI and everything into this particular headset where all information are there. When the surgeon just wears this headset, he is able to see inside of the body like this. Look at this. This has been in 2007. It was a breakthrough. And now the number of publications are there in a PubMed where all this technology has been used successfully. Now, who are the startups in medicine? Explorer has started with gamification and AI in a reduced anxiety of the patients, particularly the kid. Then this is another company. This is Mediview, who has started with an accurate soft tissue holographic image registration, which is a industry up to $5.7 billion. There they are thinking that this way we can train the surgeons very well. Then this is an XR Health who has come up with about 22 million equity, where there is a virtual treatment room focusing on pain management only. And look at this, already 5,000 have been treated with this metaverse. Similarly, a surgeon who wants to learn the actual procedure, the resident is teleported into the surgeon's perspective. So although surgeon is operating, but it is overlaid by the resident and he can experience what exactly are the feelings during the surgery. And already 1,000 professionals have been trained, again, a mega industry. And this is something which is the last one, which is a startup, which is a vital start, where they have found out that the fifth vital sign is a sign called well-being profile, where you can find out and you can help all pregnant ladies. And again, all those depressed women, depressed mothers, they are going to get help through this. It's an $18 billion market in US at present. But now, could there be something which is serious, like a law, like in air industry, where something with life and death, similar is in the medicine. So there is a Health Insurance Portability Accountability Act, and still it is development for, under development, and we need to keep in mind the security, integrity, medical information, enforcement of the right of privacy, as well as the security of the patient's interest. So that is what is in the healthcare. So what are the utilities of metaverse? Metaverse can be used for the healthcare, for education, for research, for social connections, for tourism, for your own popularity, fame, for all type of office work, entertainment, business. So life is going to change. So that is what exactly is the effect going to be in our life. With this metaverse, yes, it is possible to attend a mega events like this. Everybody will be at their home, and the whole thing is going on somewhere where there are no actual spectators. But at home, you are connected in metaverse, so your all expressions, your all banners, all your talia, all your expressions will be shown into the other people who are in the metaverse. Same way you can do now all expeditions in metaverse. No need to go and risk your body or any injury. That is also possible in this metaverse. At the same time, you can explore something which is unimaginable in metaverse, because all these things are created as an artificial, and then it is clubbed with the reality, and then there are people who are sharing with this experience. Much in the same way, once you are into metaverse, when you are going to enjoy all the rights, you can avoid disasters like this. You need not go to actual real coaster, but you can enjoy that. You need not go to the football ground and be part of that riots. You can be away from there. At the same time, all these stampedes and all these things can be prevented once everybody starts living in metaverse, because there is no such dangers. So what are the risks and fears? It was found, or it was first explained by Neil Stephenson in 1992. He thought about this metaverse, but at the same time, he said, which is very important for today's life, he said, the global economy will collapse, federal governments will lose power, handful giant corporations will control the world, and that is what is going to do. And these are those handful giants. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, and so many other. They are going to make you into that life which you are going to be slave of that life. So Let me now give you in the last part of my talk is what is the spirituality angle? If I'm talking about this metaverse life, it is a different life. Then which are the lives I am already enjoying? I'm enjoying life which is my waking life. There is another life which is my deep sleep life. There's another life which is dream life. Now it's going to be metaverse life, and I'm practicing daily meditation. That is another life. So how do we define this all these lives? See, the perception or tangibility is available in waking, but it is not in deep sleep. It is almost looks like it is possible in dream state. It is very much possible in a metaverse. And yes, in meditation also, you can perceive all the senses. Is it programmable? Yes, waking. No for deep sleep. No for dream. Yes, metaverse, it can be programmable. And meditation, of course, you can program whenever you want to go into meditation. So what is your identity in all these lives? In waking, yes, there is an identity, but in deep sleep, you have no identity. You do not know whether you are male, female, Indian, American, living in Ahmedabad or New York. And what is a dream? Yes, there is an identity, but it is a virtual identity, but it is almost like a metaverse, but it is still not a real identity. But in metaverse, you are going to have identity which is called as avatar. In meditation, again, you forget because you are not what you are. That is what is meditation. So you don't have any identity. Now, the most striking thing is exchangeable wealth. In waking life, if you have a car, you cannot get that car into your dream, or something in the dream, you cannot bring it back to your real life. In this sleep, again, no. In dream, we know no. But in metaverse, yes. You are living in another world, but if you lose, it can be exchanged in this world, and you can have this world as well as that world, where whatever you create, whatever you go on discovering, whatever you add on, everything is exchangeable in these lives. But in meditation, again, you cannot exchange the wealth. So it is very important that think of dream where you have everything, but it is virtual, it is not actual, but still you have everything. Much in the same way, metaverse, you are going to have everything where you are going to create your own avatar, you are going to program it, you are going to feel it, and you are going to discuss with your friends as well. So metaverse is something where the health can be exchanged. There is a profound difference between these two. Now, the last part is, should we immerse into it or not? This is very crucial for all of us. It is inevitable alternate to reality. It is happening. It has happened. It has happened for last almost 20 years and more so in last decade. So there is no point in resisting it. Better ask yourself about the privacy in digital avatars. Is it equitable space? How democratic and open space it is? What line do we need to draw when you go into that word from this word to that word? And will the metaverse be safe? These are the very, very important things which you are supposed to understand. What is the problem? Because at present, the dark side of this is there is on every 7 minutes, there is one violent incident happening in VR chat. This is something very, very much disturbing. So we need to be careful. At the same time, the metaverse can overstep its purpose. It can go on into a very crazy and a very unpleasant life. It can be a tool for the predators. It can be dangerous and unhealthy escape from the reality, and you enjoy everything, but otherwise you are not happy in the real life. And the holograms cannot replace human relationship. That is the limitation of metaverse. And sensory experiences can't replace the emotions. So metaverse cannot become a second life. That is a fundamental thing we must understand. And if at all, then it's going to be an imprisoned reality. And that is what is metaverse. So I thank you very much, all of you, for giving this opportunity. I hope I could explain what I wanted to explain. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jawahar bhai, for a beautiful explanation about this. But still, like, we really want to understand, like, how far the things are possible in India.
In India, as I told you, one wedding has already happened. There are concerts going on. And there are people who are basically very much connected with the USA people. So there is something like those companies are also going to have their offices in India. And it is happening. It is happening. Only thing is that each domain of life, each faculty of life, they don't know that those software engineers are creating their textbooks. We are not taking interest. We should take interest and go into them, and then we have to ask them, what about healthcare? What about medicine or orthopedic you are doing? Likewise, everybody has to go into that detail and find out whether it is exactly what it is in real life, or it is something fake, or something which is what imaginary. But it is happening very much. Yes.
Okay, to make the thing more simplified, can you explain like what were the advantage of that marriage, the metaverse or the marriage versus the actual marriage which we have seen? So
Yes.
can you tell
That,
us more about that?
yes, that marriage was in the last part of this COVID, so people could attend. The most profound thing which was in that marriage was that the bride father had expired long back. So they could create an avatar for her father, and her father could virtually attend the whole marriage. So it was something which is so much, affecting emotions of everybody, and people could enjoy. This is possible because you know the behavior of the person who has died and how to involve him actually at that time. With artificial intelligence, it is going to behave the way he was behaving. So that is what is artificial intelligence, which is going to give you all this boost up and the back support. So that
So
was
that
something.
means there were more of a imagination rather than the actual things to
That
improve
is,
the experience.
yes. So that is what is Dhiren we are doing every day. Our past is what? Is only memory. It is not there. Our dream is what? We are very happy with the dream. We are happy, we feel happy. So we say, okay, whether it is a dream or whether it is a real life. Much in the same way, we go to a movie, and in movie you have, you get entertainment. Although it is a fake, it is something which is a story, but you still be so happy and you say that I enjoy, although it was not real. The same thing is happening. That is the reason why human mind is going to be attracted to this metaverse, because it is giving whatever the way it is giving pleasance, the pleasure as well as happiness and all the achievements. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Ranik bhai, please.
Jawahar, it was really a wonderful exposition, and I could actually imagine myself like I am not able to do skydiving, okay,
Yes.
but now because of all the cameras which they have, GoPro and all, if you look at those experience what they have, you can see the same experience when you actually see that particular episode, that how was their experience when they dived. So even if I'm not able to do it, I'm able to do it in a virtual way. So I was just asking that, if we indulge into this is like free of cost, but what is the cost involved, of in being into that virtual world, with all the gadgets and all? Can you just brief us that if I want to get the experience of metaverse, what will it cost to a common people in India?
So now start from the game. You already have enjoyed it. You already have visited all those game establishments where you just put a coin and you try start game, where there are different gadgets and you push this and that button. Much in the same way, it is little more improvised things, like you have to have headset which is, as I told you, from $400 to $1,500 you are getting. Then at present, all these metaverse are free to enter. But when you are going to actually attend the concert by Diler Mehndi, he's going to have a ticket. It can be 100 rupees, can be 200, 300. So what is happening is that you are able to go into that website, into that particular button, into that window, and then you have this headset which is connected to your laptop, and then you are enjoying exactly where you are supposed to enjoy in a theater. So all these things is not going to cost a lot at present because all these words are at present free. They are attracting us. When there is a real sort of a event where they are going to ask. But on the other side, why people are making money, such a huge money, that really they are converting their dollars into this metaverse cryptocurrency. And then they are buying. Say, for example, I have created a big word. There are 4 or 5 very much big words which they have created, where you are going to take one shop, one showroom in the middle of the crossroad, and then you buy at some X amount. And then somebody else will come say, this, I want to create my showroom over here. So you just sell it them. This is happening. This has happened. It has happened for last 5 years. It is something which we feel like is going to happen. Is no. But what is the end point? We still do not know. People are starting. People are converging. The problem with the users spending money is that yet Meta, the Facebook people, have not come out with their final version for which they can start encashing money. So for that reason, we still don't know. We need to just buy a good internet, good laptop, and a headset with a controller, and then you can enjoy. But here afterwards, yes, there will be so many gadgets. As you are telling me, gadgets like there will be a big, powerful fans. There will be big sort of a something which touches your cheeks or touches your skin, and then something which rotates or vibrates your chair. All these things. Once you have gadgets, you really feel like you are having a dive. You are having all those sort of fun games. So everything is now, and when you come out of that, you will not say, no, it was not like a real, it is like a real. So that way it is going to happen, going to be costly, but at the cost of safety, at the cost of less travel or no travel, is going to be welcome. That is what is my presumption. Yes.
Will it not be addictive then?
Yes, that is the reason why in my last 3-4 slides, I said that you need to know who or what lives are you living. Once you know that other lives are also fake, they are also not real, you concentrate on the real life, and then you cannot be addictive of anything in the life, because really who you are is not having any addiction for anything. That is the reason why. But these giants want to make you addict. That is for sure. And for that reason, there is going to be competition. And that competition is going to save us and to choose the best of their words. Yes.
Jawahar bhai, looking to the amount of money one has to pump in for this technology, I think only few giants will be in the field and rest of us will be the consumer.
Yes. But in the consumer also, there is a word. So you are going to buy a car and then you are going to sell it. Or you are going to buy a plot and you are going to sell it. So there's going to be some sort of a gaining and loss. But what exactly is my presumption is like today we are having a budget of around 1 lakh to 2 lakh rupees for our mobile every 2-3 years. We are going to have budget of 1 to 2 lakh rupees of our computers and these gadgets. And then we are going to have 1 to 2 lakh rupees of our expenditure over the various entry part. So each of us are going to use around 5 to 6 lakhs rupees. So when it has started with the smartphone in Gujarat, I know very well there was a discussion that it will be used only to 50,000 people. And then they started with a smartphone, which is about 20,000 rupees and above. People bought 1 crore only in Gujarat. So the amount of money is so huge. And more so when, let me give you a very small example. A orthopedic surgeon who is just freshly passed out, and he wants to do a total knee replacement. He has to go to some fellowship, he has to go and get training abroad or somewhere other way. And then after 6 months, he gets some confidence, and after doing some 2-3 years of work, practice, he gets that much of confidence. Here in a metaverse, he does daily 4-5 surgeries. And he gets exactly the same complicated patients as we are getting in our day-to-day life. He does the same mistake of cutting some arteries or cutting some unimportant structures. And so he gets the same marks, even if he has forgotten the tourniquet, he gets that you have forgotten his tourniquet. So what happens at the end of 1 month? He has done 100 surgeries with the equivalent experience of what is going to go in a real life. So there is a huge amount of money being laid by all those experts who say that, yes, this is possible, this is possible. Even if he has not taken the incision straight in the straight line, if he has taken a little bit sideways, he knows that how much retraction he has to do. So it is unimaginable. It is something which is going to impact everybody's life. And that is the reason why I say no point in resisting, no point in doubting. It's going to happen. You have to make your own way into it.
Meenakshi Ben, your question. After that, I will ask one humorous question. Yeah, Meenakshi Ben, please.
Doctor, that was a wonderful presentation about Metaverse. We came to know so much. The applications are enormous. Like I can see it right from education to medicine to travel. You name it, they can actually enter into your house and literally see your body and everything, your whole presence. Now, I have a very funny question to ask, but what about the sensory perceptions? The touch and the feel? You are talking about an experience. Yes, I can just put on my headset and probably travel to the to space or maybe to the Himalayas. But what about the touch and the feel and the reality of it? Because everything is so virtual that is it an experience then?
Okay, now it's a very important question, and in my last slides I've explained to it that there is no such acceptable sensory aspect or expressions or emotions into this metaverse. But yet, just I've read in last week only, there are some gadgets which has come up which is to be applied on the face so that you can feel touch of your lips, you can feel air blowing, you can feel somebody's touching. All this has come up. But now, let us know that what exactly is the emotions and this sensation in dream. We don't have. And still we are always attracted. Still it happens. Still we are able to either enjoy or get horrified into that. So it is the mental perception ultimately which is going to give rise some sort of an interest. But as I told you, it is called second life, but it is anyway not matched with the real life. Real life is something which is beyond, and this is going to be imprisoned life. Real life is absolutely freedom life. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jawahar Bhai, the funny question, like after 10 years, when the doctor will say that I have a experience of 1,000 cases, will patient not ask how many are real patient and how many are metaverse patient?
So that is what is happening. How this has come up? This has come up with the airline industry. In airline industry, they started training those pilots with metaverse, with all virtuality. And then they found that after 6 months of that training, when they start the first flight, is very much successful. So they thought that why not to bring this technology into so many other fields? So it depends on how much in-depth that training in metaverse is. Is 100% in-depth, then that surgeon is going to start proving himself in society, and very soon he will be popular because he has undergone everything. Say, for example, we do not know that there could be fracture of clavicle with fracture of first rib. And we come across such things after 30, 40 years of experience where we see some cases in our conference. Otherwise, we do not know. But now in metaverse, it is artificial intelligence. It will immediately picked up. So you are less likely to make a mistake. That way, but long way to go. Long way to go, yes. But it is going to happen.
Yeah, let's take the example of a cricket, like the training of the cricket batting or a bowling. So with this technology, will the competition not be very stiff?
Yes, it will be competition like, in the share market, people are using artificial intelligence software And then they predict, okay, let me purchase this script and that script. Now, amongst those artificial intelligence software, there is a competition between them. So much in the same way, a cricketer who has been trained by XYZ metaverse may be superior to trained by another XYZ metaverse. And that is the reason why competition is going to be there. But I myself have experience in Gulmore Green, the club for the, you know, this particular sport where, where you are going to get trained, they take a video, and with that video, they are going to suggest that this is the way you have to pick up the stick and this is the way you have to go like this. So all these things, to some minor aspect or to the initial aspect, it is happening. It will grow. But yes, you can train anybody much faster than what you are doing in real life. Yes.
Long back, I think that in 2008, the game came wide game in USA, where you really don't need to play table tennis, but it's just a racket which is electronically controlled, and you make a style of like playing, and that's why the people used to play. So is that a metaverse or that's not a metaverse?
No, it is a standalone sort of a game where there is no other participant like you is in that game. So it may be a fixed intelligence, but when another human is interacting with you, it's going to be more interesting. It's going to be with a different aims and objectives. And yes, primitive, it is the same. But now with the advanced development, it's going to make a big thing. Say, for example, somebody would say that today, what I'm doing this Sunday, I'm going to go to Europe, where I'm going to go to XYZ shop of Alpha Mall. So he goes into that shop, he experiences some city of Europe, and in the evening he comes back. He has the same experience what he's going to go in a real life, and he's going to explain and going to write down his experience same way like couple of pages. So that is what is going to give us an experience without risking ourselves, but it's going to be costly. Yes. Yes, Rank.
Uh, See, for earphones, they say that if you use your earphones, it is going to multiply the bacteria inside, and maybe you can have some deafness on long term. Same, what are the side effects with these virtual reality gadgets? Like, will it affect your eyesight, or will it affect your psyche, or what are the downside of this metaverse?
Yes. So at present, the medical recommendation is that not to go for more than 4 hours in a day. Why? Because lighter and lighter headsets are coming up. People have found some problem with the vision also, because when they take off the headset, they feel like little bit to some moments not able to focus. But the main problem is of headache. If it is not a proper size, if the sound is very loud, or sometimes what happens that there is a terminology I forgot. That terminology means that if there is a episode we want to see on a Netflix or some sort of a platform, you go in the at around 9 o'clock in the evening, and then you want to finish up all the episodes till 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you do like that, it's going to be harmful. If there are episodes, there are cutouts, so you have to be like that. And second part is that huge amount of research going on to make these gadgets lighter and lighter. I also heard that Google is trying to create one sort of a microphone which can be attached to our neck region, because we see people are talking on a road or in a marketplace with their mobile so loudly. So now, how can you talk without actual voice? All those mimicry artists, they have some sort of a the toy, they create two voices together, much in the same way it is possible now that actually without talking, you can talk inside and it can be conveyed. So the industries, they are trying their best to minimize the actual harm to the body. But yes, at present there is a limitation. We cannot go beyond. And as such, all these headsets, they have a battery life which is not more than 1 hour. So you need to have a constant sort of a
Charger.
the charger and all those things. But it is going to affect your life, affect your body if you're going to use for pretty long time. Yes.
Yes, one question. What about spirituality and metaverse? Like talking about beyond the universe, but will there be an impact on, like, let us look at meditation or calming the mind, or will there be psychological disorders because I'm virtually alone and in this virtual world and seeing beyond reality? Will there be implications on the person's psychological factors? Will there be disorders
Yes.
medically?
Say for the example, unless till the person doesn't know that he is not a person, he is a presence. Till that time, he is going to get all these effects. Like he is having a illness, he's having a problem, he's having a loss, he's having a profit, he is going to have defame and fame and everything. So when you talk a real spirituality, spirituality is something which is detached with everything. So there is not going to be any impact of any metaverse because that knows it is that knows this is that. So that is something which is absolutely detached. But regarding the possibility of having a sort of addiction or psychological problems is the concern and the cause also for not only metaverse but also for artificial intelligence. That is very, very important. So what is happening is that somebody who is too much into it might get addicted and might start losing actual money. He become a poorer. And the tech companies, they do not protect them. And they go on giving more and more attraction. And he doesn't know that he has become addicted. And there is a reason why, as I told you, there has to be norms, there has to be some sort of regulations, and there should be something which is common. And then only we can prevent such disorders. And so basically the something which is like, if you take it like this, say for example, I tell you there is a new movie which is coming up, and I just tell all of you that I enjoyed a lot. It is something fantastic. It is a horror movie. It frightens us a lot, but something real, real, real. And you feel so much pity and sorrowful to those characters inside, but you must go. Now I am promoting it, and I'm asking you, when you are buying 500 rupees and 1000 rupees ticket just to get frightened, just to get sorrow, just to feel that bad things. Why? Because you know who you are. You are enjoying even that sorrow. You are enjoying even that frightening. Because you know that nothing is going to touch me when I'm sitting in the theater, in the cinema. Because everything is virtual. Much in the same way, those people who are very much mature go into metaverse, need not get any ailment, need not get any bad effects of it. Yes.
Okay, Jawahar bhai, the last question I would like to ask, like in your practice, how you are going to use metaverse?
Yes, I already had a very good experience.
How?
Shrenik and you both would be able to understand. My friend, Dr. Manisha, who is a orthoplastic surgeon, and I exchanged with him many a times about all these new gadgets and technology. So he called me in his hospital where he has created this metaverse application through the developers, and he wanted me to approve and we wanted me to give some guidance. Wherein I went there, he asked them to wear that particular headset, and then I could feel that I am seeing the patients femur bone, tibia bone, patella. I could just do the gesture and I could rotate it. Then when I put a cut, proximal, the tibial cut, then I could realize that this is the cut I have made. Then verbally I said that please remove patella. So automatically patella was removed. All these things I have experienced. And this was, I think, before about 5-6 months. So this is happening in Ahmedabad. Only thing is that till we are not able to get access to those companies who can invest a lot, like in USA. Those companies cannot afford to, involve you in a big way, but they are trying their best to start this business and to affect us. So that was my experience, which I was very much excited and very much happy that something great is happening. So what will happen? Once you do that in that metaverse, you can do whole simulation surgery, and then you can find out that these patients after TKR is going to have a good movement, pain-free movement, what sort of a lengthening or sort of a deformity, anything you can predict very well there only. So those things are developing, and those basic softwares, basic platform are very much available. What is still not very much approved, which can be immediately adopted, is again the same headsets. People are not happy. People are buying it just for the sake of excitement. Like today, we are buying mobile for real necessity. There, they are still not buying for the necessity because it is not what users want. It is 50% what the users want, but 50% is yet something which is still lacking. So time will come and we'll be able to use them. Yes.
Okay, and what do you expect, like this story to tell after 10 years with the Metaverse platform?
We will
The
be
scenario?
showing actual objects between all of us. We will be having coffee with us. We'll be enjoying the sip of tea and coffee and everything. We'll be able to, actually argue out with the best of expressions, and we will be able to bring the references or any objects immediately onto the table. Here, if you ask me something, I'll say, okay, I'll go into the details and then I'll let you know or give you answer after 2-3 days. But there, everything will be on our hands. So that is what is going to happen with this metaverse. Plus, there are going to be people entering, people going out. And then there will be something like bad people coming, bad people going out, because it is going to be a free interoperability. Is going to be a free part, like in Low Garden. Anybody can go into Low Garden and can purchase and can do and can enjoy rides and everything. So it is an open space, and you do not know even the thief or somebody has also entered. So likewise, we have to be very careful where you are in that. But it is going to be another experience, and maybe it will be it will be, as far as the educational or such type of discussion, it will be shortened. But as far as the entertainment is concerned, it will be lengthened. This is what is possibility. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jawahar Bhai, for taking us into the future and making us realize that future is not far from today. And in next few months, probably we will be having the feeling of that. So with that, thank you once again on behalf of Story to Tell team for taking us into this beautiful new world of Metaverse. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye and good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Yeah, Jawahar Bhai, now recording has stopped, so we can chit-chat.
Chit-chat a little, yes.
Yeah.
So,
excellent.
It took a very, very long time, but when I had prepared earlier, I prepared in about 1 month time. But this time, when I was preparing for this particular talk, I myself was very much into it. I got so much excitement that I went on viewing so many videos. The first video slide is today's only it has been published. I just picked up early in the morning around 8 o'clock. So fast things are going on. Very fast things are going on. So something which is new today will be, 3 versions older